Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Little Sprout and I'm a Star Clan cat. I love to look down on different cats and different clans and timelines and alternate universes to bring you guys really fun stories. Today's story revolves around a kitty pet named Elsa. She is a 3-year-old Oriental Shorthair and was adopted by a young two-legged girl. Elsa was the only cat in this two-leg nest and often found her life to be rather boring. Every day, pretty much the same thing. She'd wake up, she would eat, go outside maybe, but that's about it. Her two-legged girl had grown up and didn't have as much time to play with her. Elsa often found herself sitting inside and looking out of a window. She wondered, could there be more to this simple kitty pet life? She was not often found wandering past her own yard, but today she was feeling a bit of excitement and bravery, so she ventured off into the forest. She had heard about clan cats, but never actually met one before. Maybe her luck would change. The sleek gray cat found herself playing in the snow. It was all so much fun and different, even though she really wasn't that far from home. But suddenly she picked up a scent. It definitely wasn't a normal scent. Maybe it was a clan cat. She quickly turned and started to follow the scent. What Elsa saw next, she could never have imagined. A whole camp full of warrior cats. There were so many different colors and sizes, and every single cat was different. She looked down and watched them, hoping no one would notice and shoo her off. After spending most of the day watching the very interesting cats, she realized it was getting dark and it was probably best if she headed back to her safe home for tonight. Like always, her two legs left the kitty door open and she could easily go inside to escape the snowy cold. With her head full of images of cats running and carrying large prey and all living together, she managed to fall asleep pretty quickly, dreaming about being one. The next morning she knew that she wanted to explore more. See if she could find out more about these warrior cats and maybe what their clan was called. Taking a few steps out of her nest, she noticed a strange scent and a noise coming not too far from the house. She quickly went to investigate. And just like that, a large cat leaped over the fence, grabbing a purple flower. Elsa tilted her head and said, "Hello?" Maybe they were friendly, maybe they would want to talk to her. The warrior cat quickly bolted, running up a rock and leaping over the fence, gone in a flash. Elsa watched in pure shock. What was he scared of? Did this cat need this flower? She figured maybe she could help and grabbed some herself. She had bravely decided that she would take this flower to the camp. At least maybe it would give her an excuse to meet some of the cats and find out some more information. Approaching the camp, she saw so many clan cats all running one way or another. Looking around, she spotted a large Tom sitting by himself and figured maybe he would be friendly. That's when she met him. After the two cats exchanged a friendly hello, Elsa began to explain why she had brought the flower here and her interest in clan life. The Tom began to explain what the flower was for. Different herbs and flowers found in this forest could actually heal them. Elsa was so surprised. That sounded wonderful. She continued to ask him questions like, was he a part of this clan and what the clan was called. She found out this clan was called ThunderClan. The two cats exchanged names. She found out his name was Badgerfur. She complimented him, saying it was very fitting, and thanked him for not chasing her off, even questioning maybe we could meet again. Badgerfur replies, maybe. Elsa understands it's probably not wise to hang around here too much. Excitement filling her heart, she headed back. Were all clan cats as nice as Badgerfur? Maybe she could try to join. But that meant she would have to leave her house, her family. She decided at least tonight she would head back. The next morning she had made up her mind. She wanted to at least try this new life. If it didn't work out, she could always come back and paw at the door, and her two legs would most likely let her back in, but she just felt a calling to her. Only a few steps outside of her home, she saw two clan cats. She quickly caught up to them and then began to follow them back to camp. While the two cats she was following entered the camp, she noticed two other cats sitting and talking. One of them seemed to be a clan cat and the other a kitty pet. She approached and listened until the clan cat called out and asked, "Who are you?" Elsa took a deep breath and tried to speak with confidence, although slight nervousness could still be heard. She said, "My name's Elsa. I'm a kitty pet and I wanted to ask to join your clan." The ThunderClan Tom looked her up and down and thought for a moment. After a few moments, the Tom spoke. "I'll have to speak to my leader," he said calmly. "Of course, thank you so much," Elsa managed to say before she was suddenly surrounded by ThunderClan cats. "Clouded Dawn, there's a clan meeting. We must go," said a yellow and gray she-cat. After listening to the clan cat speak, she realized the cat she was speaking to, Clouded Dawn, was actually the deputy. He turned and looked at her and said, "Wait outside, I'll be back," and the clan cats went inside the camp. Elsa curled up outside of the ThunderClan camp and waited. She could barely hear all the different cat voices speaking. How exciting it must be. Not too long after, she noticed a familiar black and white Tom strolling out of the camp. It was Badgerfur. Her instinct was to jump up and run over, say hello, but Clouded Dawn had asked her to stay put. But perhaps a quick hello wouldn't hurt. She got up and strolled over. Badgerfur turned and noticed her, a smile on his face. He leaped down from his rock and said, "Hey." Elsa explained to Badgerfur that she had spoken to Clouded Dawn, the deputy, and even asked him to join the clan. She was still nervous, but also very excited. Badgerfur confidently told her not to worry, and then waved his tail. "Come on, this way." Elsa was confused. Her ears felt warm, but she happily got up and began to follow him. Her mind raced as they walked together through the snow. Where was he taking her? And would Clouded Dawn be back soon? Maybe none of that mattered right now. Badgerfur told her that he wanted to go somewhere more quiet, and then took her to this rock facing the Thunder Path. Elsa looked around. Elsa admitted that she usually never travels this far. It's dangerous to go alone, especially for a kitty pet. Badgerfur looked at her. Nothing really dangerous around these woods." Elsa chuckled. "Well, maybe not to a big cat like you." She quickly looked away. They continued to chat as the moon raised higher and higher into the sky. Elsa gasped. She had never seen the moon so big and bright before, without all the lights around her two-leg nest. And the stars just seemed so bright. Badgerfur looked over, and he began to explain StarClan to her, and how, to the clan cats, the stars were their ancestors. A little later, Badgerfur sighs. Elsa tilts her head and asks, "What's wrong?" He responds, "Despite being in a clan with dozens of cats, it still gets lonely." Elsa nodded sadly. "Yes, in my two-leg nest I'm the only cat there, and none of the two legs really ever want to play anymore, so I find myself being alone almost always." Elsa quickly added cheerfully, "But hopefully your clan will accept me and we can hang out all the time." Badgerfur chuckled. "Yeah, I hope so." Speaking of the clan, she remembered that she should have been waiting outside for Clouded Dawn. "Badgerfur, can you take me back to the clan?" He looked down and he nodded. "Of course, this way." The two cats walked back to the clan, playfully brushing up against each other's pelts as they walked. Elsa nervously followed Badgerfur down the tunnel and into ThunderClan. She sat by the entrance. Badgerfur looked at her. "I'll get the deputy." She nodded. Clan cats walked in and out and barely even seemed to notice her. That's a good sign, right? She noticed a cat approach Badgerfur. "Please, our kit's missing. Do you mind joining us? We need to find them." Badgerfur replied, "Of course." Elsa jumped to her paws and walked over. "May I help?" The clan cat responded, "Any help's better than none." The dark gray cat introduced herself. "I'm Smokestorm, the ThunderClan medicine cat. Please follow me." Elsa nodded and quickly followed behind the she-cat. Elsa began to track the kit through the snow, but it seemed like the scent kept going in circles. Finally, Smokestorm looked at Elsa. "I think it's going back to camp. Hurry, let's go. Maybe he's back there safe." To everyone's relief, the kit was found back inside of the medicine den. The stern Smokestorm made sure to tell the kit how dangerous it was to go out alone and to stay in the camp from now on. Elsa watched and let out a sigh of relief. She was just happy the kit was home. Elsa was turning to leave. She wanted to tell the others that the kit was found when she bumped into a beautiful orange cat with the red flower in her hair. Who was that? Padding out into the camp, she looked around. There he was, Badgerfur. She quickly walked up to him. "Did you find the kit?" he asked. Elsa responded, "Yes, I was just looking for you." "He is safe in the medicine den." She could not help looking around. Where was Clouded Dawn, the deputy? Had he made his decision about her yet? Badgerfur could tell she was worried. "I'll go find the deputy," he said. Elsa nodded, thankfully. Suddenly, Clouded Dawn jumped onto the leader's rock. He was calling a clan meeting. Elsa looked around, trying to find somewhere to sit. She found a spot next to a pretty calico cat. "I'm Mapleshine," the calico cat said, turning to Elsa. "What a lovely name," Elsa replied. Both of the cats continued to speak to each other as they waited for the rest of the clan to join for this clan meeting. There was a hush over the clan as Clouded Dawn began to speak. "I will be the new leader of ThunderClan, and I will also be picking a deputy." Elsa watched, her eyes wide with excitement. Who would be the next deputy? Everything was quiet. The deputy will be Badgerfur, a strong and loyal ThunderClan warrior. That is all. The whole clan began to cheer. Badgerfur! 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 Elsa couldn't believe it. This cat she had made friends with was now the deputy of ThunderClan. She rose to her paws to go greet him when he spoke up. Clouded Star, there's a kitty pet named Elsa that would like to join our clan. Clouded Star responded, I will meet with her soon. The clan began to disperse, and Elsa trotted over to Badgerfur. Congrats! She sat down and looked up at him, noticing the similar orange cat was sitting next to her as well. She could hear from other cats that her name was Willowtail. Willowshine looked over at Elsa before quickly looking back up at Badgerfur. It is such an honor to be in the presence of our new deputy, she chuckled. Elsa didn't really have time to think about what was happening because Clouded Star approached her. Come into my den, please. Elsa took a few nervous steps inside of the leader's den when she suddenly felt the fur of another cat brushing up against her side. Looking over, it was Badgerfur. He smiled and gently nudged her shoulder. It's gonna be okay. Elsa took a deep breath before looking at Badgerfur, smiling. Everything would be okay, right? She locked eyes with Clouded Star's stern gaze. She could do this. This would be the start of her new life. Everything slowly fades to white, and you see a calico cat with vines wrapping up her legs. Hello, it's Little Sprout again. I hope you guys enjoyed this story, and it's very much far from over. So make sure you're subscribed, like this video, leave some comments, and I'll start telling part 2 out of probably part 3 or 4 of Elsa's crazy long story. Thank you so much for listening. Bye!